What's up, everybody? It's Mike T in the place to be, and you're watching Shawver Films.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna open up another box, another Super 73 bike. Got the ZX, just came out. It's like the new and improved Z. I'm gonna give this one to my wife so that she has a bike that can now go 28 miles per hour plus, and it's a little beefier. The seat's really comfortable. And anyways, if you're looking for a bike, link down below for $100 off on a Super 73 bike. It's good for any bike, I believe, except for the ZX, at least during the first batch. But if you're going to get any bike, you might as well just click that link to get there and try to save $100. I know it'll work on the regular Z, the S2, the S1, the R, and the RX, at least, for sure. So anyways, with no further ado, let's check it out. So we got this bike. I ordered it the day that they had released it, which was like a couple weeks ago. And the shipping was really quick. In fact, I woke up this morning and they were calling and saying that we'll have it at your house within an hour. So that was awesome. Anyways, when you first get one of these boxes, there's different ways to open them. This one actually is a little different. On the last one I had, it had like some black little plastic things that you could pull out the bottom. This one doesn't have that. So we're gonna go ahead and crack the top open and then yeah, see if it's a different method to exit the box for this bike. Paperwork. Okay. Pretty simple. Oh, you guys gotta see this. So the box is definitely different than the other ones that I've got in the past. But with any bike, any e-bike, I highly recommend getting the battery and putting it on the charger. So, battery. You can tell that is the comfy seat. And we did get the dark gray, I forget the name, space gray, dark gray. We got the gray one. That's the one that the wife wanted, so that's the one that she gets. Okay, I'm gonna put the battery in the charger now. So as Tristan noted, the battery's like the S1. It looks a lot like it, but the bottom is different, how it connects. So yeah, they're not interchangeable, unfortunately. But yeah, I have an S1, so that would have been so awesome to have two batteries. Maybe one day. Wow, they really wrap it. Okay, so here it is, just like this. And basically it looks like that's the connector. Right there is where you see that it won't work because the S1, the pins are back here, and I think it's a different amount. I think the S1 has like 4 pins, but either way, it still has a key, which is great, so it keeps it on the bike nice and secure. Alright, so then you get a couple tools and pedals so that you can pedal, and some reflectors and stuff like that. Alright, so set those aside. Manual. You know, there's a guy or a couple of people, a guy and a girl. There's somebody that works really hard on these manuals, and I know that nobody ever reads them. So shout out to you though for definitely putting the time and effort to make it so that if somebody needs to look at a manual, that they have one. Oh, in case you haven't noticed. Oh, video on that coming soon. Actually, I was working on a video for it, and then this came, so now we're doing this. Okay, so then we get rid of that. And oh yeah, this has the new Lizard tires. You'll see in just a moment, but I really like them. They're like it's a brand new different tire than they've had before. So they're more like a street tire, but really cool. Okay, so now the next part is getting the bike out of the box, and in my experience before, we can actually move this part of the box down and then roll it forward. Unless you have a second person, then you can just lift it straight out. Actually, it's not that heavy. I could probably lift it out if I was to set the camera down. Let's see here. Let me set the camera down and see what I can do. Hold on. So much packing material. Another one. There you go. That's how you do it. And then you just roll it out. I remember on my first Super 73 that got delivered, I was so careful. I didn't want anything to fall over, but now that I've had quite a few of them, and you know, they're pretty sturdy things. You don't need to be super delicate. Now you need a pair of scissors. Oh, and don't forget, can't see in the garage, keys. Get 2, and you don't want to lose those. So, cool thing is, I'm under the impression that I was order number 2, and I believe Elijah, aka Blur Boundaries, was order number 1. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I was like sitting on the site waiting, but again, if you hadn't seen, I was in that commercial for this bike, so I had already seen it. I'd already ridden the bike. I already knew that I wanted the bike, even though I'm not technically getting it. It's for my wife, but you know, I still get to ride it. Oh, there, that's how you get the handlebars down. It doesn't have as much wrapping on it as my S2 did. But yeah, this color is really great. Gunmetal. I had to keep calling it gunmetal. I know it's not gunmetal, so I apologize. And yeah, maybe right here I'll insert the actual name of the color. But I think both the colors that they have for it are awesome. I like the other one actually a little better, but this is going to be my wife's bike, and this is the color she wanted. She'll probably get like, I don't know, pink grips or pink pedals or something pink on it. Oh, another thing. This is like a giant shower cap. See? Like, you know that you get at like a hotel? It's a giant freaking shower cap. How funny. Okay. I'm going to set the camera down again and take off more of the wrapping. When you guys are putting the pedals on, make sure you check. There's a L and an R, and you don't want to put them on the wrong, so just make sure the left goes on left, right goes on the right. Also, when mounting the handlebars, you want to do it in a cross pattern. When you're screwing the bolts down, you don't want to just kind of screw it all the way down on one. You just want to screw it, so that way that they're nice and evenly tight. Okay, pedal time. Okay, just like that, that's basically it. The battery's going to mount up in here, and once it's off the charger, I'll show that to you. But yeah, basically, that's it. It's pretty simple. It comes very much assembled. Again, if you haven't seen, and like Tristan and a couple other people's videos, it has headlight ready to go. So I'm thinking of actually just taking my S2 light, because I don't have it on my S2, because I have, oh, hold on. I got the cane belt light. So the original S2 light, I'm going to put it on this. Yeah, basically the only difference, if I would have got this bike for myself, I would change the handlebars out, personally. My wife likes them. I'm not a huge fan just because they're a little higher, and I kind of like that more like low cafe racer look. What else? Oh, these are not adjustable. These are not shocks. They might look like shocks, but they are not. That would be really cool if they were shocks, but I know that they're just trying to keep the price under $2,000, which again, $1,995 to me, before shipping and tax. To me, that's a pretty good deal for what you get. Again, this bike can go 28 miles an hour plus. It has pretty good brakes, pretty nice and solid. The tires are a brand new release, and then the seat is way more comfortable than the original Z1 seat. And the tubing is thicker too. So if you compare this next to a Z1, the Z1 does look smaller, thinner, and just like, yeah, just more of like a very beginner bike. Also, one thing that this bike has, the white inside the tire liner, that I believe is just for batch 1. So if you ordered it right when it came out, then you'll get that, and then I guess after that it'll just have black or a different color tire liner. The last thing you might want to do before you ride, besides charging the battery, would be to adjust the dials or the gauges and the brakes as you like. So let's see how it comes stock. Yeah, right here, this is hard to see. I would angle it down a little bit for my wife. I do like the position of the throttle. I might move it so that it's up just a little bit, so you don't have to kind of go that as far, but the brakes are in a pretty good position, and then she'll probably put like a phone holder for her phone or something right here. But yeah, the seat, man, amazing how comfortable the seat is compared to the Z1. Okay, let's get the battery charged. I'll move the little controller dial and then take it for a test ride. So one thing I noticed is the brake calipers rubbing on the brake pad just a little bit. So when you spin the wheel, here, let's see if I can do it for you guys. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's kind of just, you can just hear the brake pad kind of just rubbing. So I'm going to adjust the brakes. I would recommend that you check the brakes before you ride, obviously. But so I'm going to check this, and then we'll do a little test ride. Guys, I totally just realized something. If you, here, whoop, whoop, there we go. If you don't connect the bike to an app, to the Super 73 app before you go for a ride, then you're not going to go faster than 20 miles an hour. And that might be good for some of you guys, not for me. So also, you cannot attach, or you cannot connect it to, like, I'd have to disconnect my S2 from my phone in order for it to be connected. Basically, you can only connect one bike to one phone, if that makes sense. So if you have more than one, like we have 4 now, but only 2 of them connect to the app, I'm gonna have to have this connected to my wife's phone for it to work. Otherwise, yeah, you gotta put it, you gotta go to vehicles in the app and then slide the little thing over to 4 and then hit save. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna see the true potential of this bike. Okay. All right, guys. So I got the update done, and now I'm able to go the speed limit that I'd like to go on the bike. So anyways, first ride. And the first thing I could tell you right off the bat, one thing I disagreed about in Tristan's video was he said the torque. I mean, I actually weigh more than he does, so I don't know if maybe the bike that he was using just didn't have the same torque, but in my unprofessional opinion, the torque, this bike is way more torquey than my S2, as far as from stop to just slam the throttle. It definitely goes a little bit more. This bike feels really light, like a lightweight. Obviously it's that aircraft grade aluminum, whatever. But yeah, like, okay, we're basically at almost a stop, and then boom, and you can feel like a jolt. It's definitely more torque. I don't know if this has like the torque update already in it or whatever, but I'm telling you, it has more torque. So that's definitely something. So the tires, yeah, the torque, I'm not gonna get over that torque thing, because every time I slam the throttle, it's just, tick, tick, just goes. The tires are cool, I like them. These are called the Lizard, and it's the same company, or the same brand that makes the ones that come on the S2, the RX and the R, Badger. But yeah, suspension, obviously the lack of, but I ride mostly in the streets. If I'm not in Los Angeles, downtown LA, then I'm pretty good. I mean, right now it's comfortable. The big tires definitely eat up a lot of the, the little cracks in the ground or whatnot. The seat also helps because it's that real cushy big seat. It just feels like a much more powerful Z1 that is beefier. A beefier, more powerful. I mean, man, that torque is so there. Okay, I won't say anything more about the torque except for it's way noticeable to me. It's like massive difference. Again, yeah, the color, I would have chose the other one, the tan. I know I keep messing up the colors. They gotta come up with these names, Starship Tan or whatever. The tan one or the gray one. I would have picked the more tan looking one, but they both look cool, and the wife is stoked on this, so man. Handling is good. Again, I would put different handlebars. I prefer the lower bars than the stock ones, but again, this is the wife's bike, and so she likes the higher bars. I will update you guys if the S2 headlight actually plug and play works on here. I'm pretty sure it would. Actually, we can look real quick. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. This little guy right here, basically, it's the same as the one on my S2, so that'll be the next thing I do here is just try to plug in the S2 headlight, stock headlight, to see how that does. Top speed. Okay, let's go get some top speed. Okay, we're going downhill, so this doesn't really count, but 26, let's see. Well, okay, that's something. The battery's only half charged, and full throttle I'm getting 24, 25 on flat. So I would assume on a full charge that this thing would probably, it's interesting, even with the half battery, the torque is really there. I wonder what the torque's like on a full battery. But I'm thinking it's probably going to be about the same as the S2, unless they kind of limit it. I would think 28 to 32, 31, something like that. Brakes are solid. I like the brakes on this. The overall look of the bike I love. I mean, I think the classic Z was always kind of like the staple of the brand. Obviously, it's not as fast or doesn't have the suspension like the RX does, but the Z1 was kind of like, and then also the S1, those are like the classics. I guess they're the classics besides the actual OG, the mid-drive. Shout out Carlos. Hopefully he's picking up the mid-drive 2016 OG bike today or tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, this thing's got a lot of punch to it. It's gonna be great for hauling the trailer with our daughter behind it. Okay, so that was my initial impressions on the first ride. Let me park it, and then I'll give you my final conclusion. The neighbors are always tripping on me because I have what do I have now? 4 Super 73 bikes and the Huck, and I got the Tesla going on over here. They're just like, what the hell is this kid up to? Okay, so final thoughts would be that the bike, especially for the price point, under $2,000, in my opinion, this is all subjective. Everything I say is subjective and not financial advice, and I am not a person of financial advice in this, but I think it's a great deal. If you are looking for an electric bike that can keep up with the other higher end ones, this for $2,000 is definitely able to do that. I feel, in my opinion, at this particular moment, January 2nd, 2021, that the torque on the ZX is absolutely more torquey than the torque on the S2, the R, or the RX out of the box. I don't know if it's something that is just different with the programming or if this got an update. However, there is one thing, when I first opened it, got it ready, It did have me provide an update, firmware over-the-air update, before I was able to, or it asked me if I wanted to before I was able to ride the bike, and before I changed it to, you know, mode 4 to unlock its power. The tires I love. In fact, I would almost see if I can swap these ones out, put them on my S2 and put the ones from my S2 onto here. We'll see about that. The Lizard, I don't know if they're going to sell them separate or not. They are 20 by 4.5 on the front and back, and I believe the Badgers on the S2 are 20 by 4.5 in the front and 20 by 5 in the back. Not a huge deal, but that's just something else I noticed. Oh, and the valves. And again, this isn't a huge deal, but just so you guys can see the valves on the tire, on the tube sticking out thing. These are the bend ones, like the ones that are kind of bent as opposed to the straight up ones. Again, I don't think it matters as long as your tube fits the tire, then it works. And yeah, that's basically it. Again, if you guys are looking to get a Super 73 batch 2 of the ZX and every other Super 73 bike, there's a link for $100 off down below. I got some Amazon affiliate links. We'll probably be getting some little accessories for the wife for her bike. Obviously different grips and maybe some pink stuff somewhere. Anyways, the links for Amazon are down below. I got some cool Shawver Films merch. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel, that really helps. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next ride. Thanks for watching. Peace out.